So yeah, I talked to one of those Yellow Deli guys. They make great sandwiches, but when I went over to their campsite, I woke up the next day. My ass was sore. Is that normal? You've been there a few times, right?
Yeah, but I'm kind of well conditioned after that. It doesn't really hurt anymore.
Oh!
Oops. We didn't see you there.
Sorry, guys. I've just been going through some things. I didn't realize you were right there.
We've been testing boundaries.
So, we're back on our bullshit, guys. If you notice anything different, you didn't.
I just moved out. This is my new place.
Yeah, we're in the man cave right now.
Do you like how it looks? I know you can't see it, but
yeah.
You like how it looks?
Out of 10, what do you think?
Yeah. Rate it right here.
Blank whiteboard right over there.
Mm-hmm. In case you want to draw anything.
So, today, we're reacting to a video. I've seen it already, but I wanted to see James's reaction to it, because I think it's pretty interesting. It's titled, "Do You Know Black Men?" Which I don't think you do.
I don't think I do either. Should I try to guess?
Like, what do you mean?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, we'll go through it, and then I'll ask you what you think.
Right now.
Oh, if you know black men?
Yeah.
Out of 10, how well do you know black men?
I'd give myself a solid 4.
Is that how many you could take? They had to be solid, huh?
Yeah. Let's watch.
I'll also let you know what I thought when I was first watching it too.
Fros are kind of in the same category as dreadlocks, right?
Do you think this is an afro?
What?
Would you say you have an afro?
No.
Oh, you'll probably think I'm an idiot.
No.
This
I'm out here for you.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Andrew. My relationship with black people is, as I've moved to more bigger cities, I've gotten to have more diverse people in my life. I have a diverse friend group. I also have hip hop danced. I've been on 3 different hip hop dance crews, and obviously black people are really integral to hip hop, and so I've had a lot of experience with black people through that.
That was kind of fire, not gonna lie. I wish I could dance like that.
Okay, so when I watched the video, I was actually just listening to it. Because I was helping at the ranch, right?
So you didn't even see it?
No, for the most part, I did not see that. That is like the most whitewashed version of hip hop dancing I've ever seen. And seeing him for for a lot of them, I forget how they look because I only saw them for a few seconds because I pull my phone out every once in a while.
They're
right?
very white.
Yeah, that first one, just initial reaction is you don't know black people. That's what came into my head.
Many hip hop dances.
True. He has to know them, right?
Yeah, it's integral.
It kind of seems like a weird, what's it called? Self-qualification of knowing black people.
Yeah, true. I hip hop dance.
Yeah, right. I listen to rap. It's okay. Anyway.
This is Joe, I'm 25. My relationship to black people has mostly been international since I grew up overseas. So it's actually primarily been just Africans instead of African Americans.
Hello, my name is Oscar, and my relationship to black people in general is black women. I don't really have relationships with black men or men in general, so this experience is going to be exciting to kind of put my opinion and see what I know versus what I don't know.
Okay, let's get into this. A Pew Research.
Okay, just right off the bat, who do you think knows black people the most?
The dude that was in Croatia. I feel like because based off the initial part where the dude was like, "Oh, do you think this is an afro or not?" I feel like the dude that was talking to other African people probably. But then again, African American is very different.
Yeah.
Than African. Right?
Yeah.
So who knows? But if I had to bet, I'd bet that guy Joe. I think.
Yeah. The second guy that they showed.
Yeah, with the stash. Who do you think?
Well, I've seen it already, so I didn't know.
Oh shit! Yeah, true.
But I wanted to comment that the last guy, when he said that
he had no relationship with black men.
With men in general, he said.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I have no father. I have no friends.
I didn't know my father. That but I just thought that was super corny. It's what do you mean you have no relationship with men? How do you have no relationship with half the population? You just ignore them if that's actually the case, right?
Maybe he's really scared of men and you're just being an asshole.
I can see why you're so scared of them. You're such a dick.
All right, let's watch.
Research poll revealed that 18% of newlyweds with one black partner were in an interracial marriage. So out of this group of 10 men, how many do you think are or have been in an interracial relationship?
At least half of them.
My initial.
If not, I'm gonna say like, if I had to guess, because 50-50 is like kind of a bitch guess, I would say 70%.
My initial guess when I first heard it, I was like, it has to be at least like 90% of them.
You think so?
At least, yeah. I was like, there's no way these motherfuckers are sticking to la raza. I said that really bad, but la raza, you know.
There's too many black kings dating snow bunnies.
True.
Dr. Umar said that this is a disgrace.
They are a sickness.
All right, let's see.
Plaguing the black community. But it's not even just because I feel like the presumption is that it's dating
a white woman.
Yeah, a white woman. Yeah, but it's like
it could be Latinas too.
It could be Filipinos. It could be Asians. It could be any other race.
True.
Like it says interracial, right? So that's why I was like, it's probably all of them, honestly.
True.
Like all these guys at least.
Yeah, but if I had to say snow bunnies, probably 70% of them. But if we were talking about all races, probably all of them. Let's see.
Who likes white people here?
I'm not around men, so this is kind of like my first like experience. I've never even been in a room with this many men before, so like.
I'm gonna say you have just the cardigan. It's.
Yeah, I feel like you've been in one. Something about your vibe seems like you dress really nice and you look really friendly, and not that the rest of you don't. Jeez, it's so hard not to say something I'm gonna accidentally find offensive.
I'm just basing it like I think you would like white women. I don't know.
You were really friendly to me when I first walked in. You seemed someone very comfortable approaching white people, so I'll say you've been in one. You're smiling big right now. You like white people. You've been in one.
Like
You see, the presumption is white people when the prompt just says interracial.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I mean, that's what I assumed.
Why though?
I don't know.
It said interracial.
Yeah.
And because, well, I guess when I first
Too much porn.
when I first heard it, I was like, oh, interracial. Wait, because I thought like white woman too, but then I was like, wait, interracial doesn't mean white and black. So like literally like a second afterwards, I was like, oh, it means every race. So there's probably all of them.
Yeah.
But let's see.
you like white women.
That's great.
If you are or have been in an interracial relationship, please step forward and tell your story in 3, 2, 1.
Y'all misled me with those marriage statistics.
Yeah, they're probably saying interracial, not just with white women though.
Yeah. Do you want to see the explanation afterwards or right now?
Yeah, let's see.
No, I'll take it.
Oh wow. Okay. I love that.
So, I mean, environmentally speaking wise, I went to like a predominantly white school. So statistically, like I was more likely to date someone who was white than isn't.
So, I mean, I've been in a relationship with my Hispanic girlfriend for about 5 years now. And so I've never been intentionally saying, oh, I want to be in an interracial relationship. It just happened.
All of my serious relationships have been interracial, but they've all been with minorities. So like I've never had a serious relationship with a white girl. And I've dated white girls, but I feel like when I have, they don't pick up on certain microaggressions when we're out that like a person of color would or a minority would. I got pulled over by the cops with a white girl in the passenger seat that I was dating, and my ID was in the back seat, and I wanted her to grab it instead of me. And she's like, why don't you just grab it yourself? And she didn't really understand why that might be uncomfortable for me.
I think for me, when I'm like in my interrelational relationship, I've been in like one with one white girl, and it's the stares from like I get from like other people that make me like so.
So what did you guys say?
So, pronounce his name.
Ikbon Moaso. Ikbon Moaso. Ikbon Moaso. That's how I say.
Cancelled. All right, let's keep watching.
uncomfortable.
I'm gay too, so you're not alone. But I think in our community, it's much more common to date like outside of your race, especially with the Black culture and accepting queerness and stuff. A lot of Black men who also date men tend to like have to venture out or find themselves venturing out for that community.
What does he use for his teeth? That man had the whitest teeth I've ever seen. I know he's American because of that.
I need some Crest.
Oh, God. Is he sponsored? I wouldn't be surprised if he had a little badge, Crest, whitening.
He's like, here you go. You get one. You get one.
Yeah, right. And while he's smiling.
It works. Don't look at my teeth.
You have anything else to say about that?
According to the U.S. Census, 46% of Black children are living only with their mother, compared to 17% of white children. Out of this sample size, how many do you think grew up in a house with both parents?
This just got racist. Let's fucking go.
You really they really are in a precarious situation.
Yeah, they gotta tread lightly.
Like,
holy shit.
If I was on here, I'd be wilding.
You look fatherless.
Exactly. I was you look like you ain't got no daddy.
Yeah. So you look like you can't throw hands, so we probably have a father.
You look like you ain't never got a gallon of milk.
That's crazy.
All right. Whoa, how many do you think?
How many?
Yeah.
50-50. I don't know.
You have no clue.
I feel like that would have to be my guess.
What? Is 50-50?
Yeah.
What a bitch answer.
It's probably the most accurate.
You know what I would have said?
All of them.
Yeah, straight.
Well.
I was thinking when I was watching this, I was like, what if someone made an edit where they had Uncle Ruckus in there?
Oh my god.
Well, isn't it all of them? I'll be surprised if they even know their mother. I'll be surprised if their mother was there during their birth.
Are any of us surprised?
True. All right.
Man, this is hard. It's kind of hard to point to someone and say, hey, I think your father wasn't around. Like, that's a pretty rough thing to do. All right, how many people's parents are international? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna say you. I think that's a safer one to say that maybe y'all all had your parents around.
You almost got it.
Yeah. That makes me feel a little better.
I grew with my mom my whole life. My dad was like sort of in and out. Like he was.
Yeah, the problem is how many of these men grew up in a house with both parents?
Okay.
So majority of them did.
8 out of 10.
You thought it was like, God damn, the stereotype is true. Alas.
I was about to be like, well.
Is anyone surprised at us? That's crazy. But yeah, I don't think that's surprising. I think the statistics are true. But
nationwide though, right?
Exactly. Yummy. But yeah, very locally, statistics don't really manifest, you know?
Yeah.
Especially in small sample sizes, those numbers aren't going to manifest at all, right?
Yeah.
And this is just a perfect example of it. So it's really one of those things you really can't know unless you just talk to the person.
Can you give me that banana?
Yeah, and then they just the person just lets you know. It's like, yeah,
I
didn't. My dad wasn't really around.
Yeah, like in the conversation.
Yeah, and it's almost never they never make it a big deal either. Like a lot of our friends, they'll be like, yeah, my parents are split up. They've been split up for a while.
It is what it is.
Yeah, because obviously it's something they just kind of grew up with. They're acclimated to it, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, but look at them.
True.
How they turned out.
Now look at us. All right. So are you surprised by that?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Canceled.
Racist bastard.
He was there. He lived in a different city most of my life, so he left when I was like 3.
Culturally speaking, coming from Africa, divorce isn't really a thing. Like I don't think we've even. I don't know anyone in my life.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah,
it's
you
very frowned upon.
You don't divorce. So the idea of like not being there for your family is just incomprehensible.
Me myself, I'm a father. I'm in the military, so my son lives in Texas while I live in San Diego. Me and his mom broke up before I joined the...
He looks like he's from San Diego. The way he's dressed. But
the stash.
Yeah, the black tee, the khakis. Looks like a foo. He dresses like the foos around him.
True, and he is in the military. He said, right? That's probably why he grows the stash out.
Yeah, not everything else.
Yeah, he looks like he came straight out of Camp Pendleton.
True.
Navy, but I'm there as much as I can be, and I'm actually in a custody battle to get my son. But I know there's outside perceptions like, oh, he's a deadbeat and everything like that. But I prove it time and time again that I'm there for my son. It's just unfortunate that stereotype's a thing.
My mom has always been that rock for me, my superhero. I mean, I'm definitely a mama's boy. When it comes to my mom, I call her on Father's Days too, just to say, hey, thank you so much for taking care of me.
How do you feel about him doing that? Calling his mother on Father's Day?
For me, it's kind of weird, but I guess it's.
But we grew up with our mom and
dad,
so
it's understandable.
I could understand, but to me, it's like, never mind. I don't want to get canceled. No, I was just gonna say like she's literally not your father.
Yeah.
But I understand the sentiment though, because obviously they had to fill up both roles essentially.
Yeah. Quote unquote.
But but then there's this whole argument is like, oh, can a mother like be a father figure?
Well, to me,
would that take away from her being a motherly figure?
To me, it doesn't make sense because both parents have to parent.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter which gender they are. It's like
very true.
It's like who cares? Oh, she acts like the father. How is that supposed to? What does that look like?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, oh well, she yelled at me when I needed to be yelled at. It's like, is that what a father is supposed to do, or some shit like that? Or she gave me tough love when I needed it. And it's like,
yeah,
well, a mother can't give tough love. Like,
yeah, both parents do that.
No matter what it is, it's like, like I don't know.
Yeah, I think the only actual important thing about a father figure is having as a man, right? Having a masculine figure to look at and kind of be able to relate to more and be like, oh, this is kind of how I would want to become when I'm older.
Yeah,
because quite literally,
you could identify more with a male.
Exactly,
being a male.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Because when I first read that, viscerally, I was like cringe, but I know that's wrong.
Yeah.
How many of them do you think was incarcerated?
I have no idea.
Alrighty.
I would say none of them.
Oh, the PC answer.
I don't know that many people that have been arrested. One thing I can go off of is maybe like stereotypes. What I feel like maybe is, and this is not a reflection on y'all, but more a reflection on kind of the American culture and policemen in general. I would guess Americans haven't always been great about dreadlocks and like treating that as like, I think those get judged more. So I could see if you have dreadlocks, that might make you more likely to like be targeted by the police. I think it's maybe going to be like one or two of you, something like that.
Maybe I'm saying zero is super ignorant. I don't know, but I'm going to say no one.
I can see police targeting you.
It's real.
Yeah. You're a big, muscly dude. You have dreadlocks. You're certainly someone that could be seen as an intimidating threat. So I could see you being targeted, and I'm sorry if that does happen to you. And then, no, I'm gonna say just one. I feel like froze are kind of in the same category.
Did he just say shut up?
I don't know.
Let's run that back really quick.
Just one. I'm gonna say just one.
Oops. Was that it right there?
I don't know.
It kind of like when he went like that.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
It sounded like he said shut up.
Yeah.
Obviously it seemed like a more playful way, but after.
No, his white superiority is coming out after these few questions.
True.
He's like, I need to put these people in their place.
Where's my whip at?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like, froze are kind of in the same category as dreadlocks, right? Actually, I don't know.
This is an afro?
What?
This is an afro to you. I'm not trying to be like...
No. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed about the fro thing. Obviously, I don't have black hair myself. I don't have to worry about or think about black hairstyles that much, but still, that's pretty embarrassing. I think that shows a pretty big knowledge gap there.
I'm gonna go high here and just select a large amount because I feel like there's gonna be more men than there are less that this has happened to. So yes, yes. I'd probably say all of you.
Okay. No, 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 yes, no, 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 no.
If you have been arrested, please step forward and share your story in 3.
Before we get the reveal, how wild is it for him to say, I think all of you?
That is pretty wild.
And I think he's trying to say it in the perspective of like, oh yeah, you guys are just so demonized.
Well, yeah, the cops are just so bad. They must have arrested all of you people.
Yeah, but it just, it doesn't come off that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably all of them.
Yeah, well, I'd be surprised if you haven't been arrested.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not in shackles right now.
It's like being racist by not trying to be racist.
It's
like
proxy racism is crazy. Yeah. Accidental racism. All right, let's see.
3, 2, 1.
Well, hey, I was right that it was only 1 or 2. I just got the 2 wrong.
The afro every time. You're right.
Most of my gym had a negative interaction with a police officer before. I think I've always had great interactions. Most of my gym friends and buddies that I work out with are all police officers. Never had negative intonation. I think anytime, and this is my perspective, I'm not going to put one negative interaction with one person as a blanket on everything, because I think that could be applied to any situation.
I haven't been arrested, but I am also very conscious of like my parents.
How do you say his name?
Atabong.
Cancelled. Bong? Like a bonger? He's not British.
He sounds British.
Does he?
Parents like very intentional effort to like raise their children in a way that like prevents that, right? And I'm not saying this from like a positive standpoint. Like these locks are a very new development. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have never happened as a kid. Like don't wear hoodies, don't wear your pants a certain way, right? So it's like by very meticulous kind of like child rearing that I contribute to not having like being arrested by the police. But even that, granted, like I've had many situations with the police. And I think that like the fact that like black parents have to be so intentional about like of helping the child avoid like the penal system, right? I feel like the risk is just too high to ignore or to deem as like a inconsequential thing.
And I think it's important to note that in other countries, policing is like for wellness, and I think a lot of you guys' critiques is like policing is militarization here, or like mass incarceration. But a lot of places, police are to like keep people safe, and I think ours is like for order.
True shit.
True.
How do you feel about them saying that the police system is more for order than to help others?
I kind of agree to an extent. I feel like it's a mix of the two. Maybe it's like more for order than it is to help, but there's definitely cops that like help. Like I remember one time I got my car was broken down because the battery died, and on the side of the road, and this cop came up. And they have this thing where they just plug in. It's like this one thing that plugs into the front of their car. And then the other two are just regular jumper cables.
Yeah.
And then they jump my car right there.
W.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's a mix of both. It's just most people don't really see when cops help people.
Yeah, because they're not equipped with everything to help with every situation, right?
Yeah.
And people get so mad at cops when they call them for something that they can't even really help with, because like when I got hit on the side of my car, that thing that scraped the whole fucking side of my car, the lady's front bumper got bent forward, so it was sticking out and like dragging, right? And she was saying, "Oh, you're not gonna help me? You don't have like a wire or anything to tie it up, blah blah blah." And
she said that to the cop?
Yeah. It's like, no. It's like, why would he?
He's not a mechanic.
Yeah, why would he just have wire to patch up your car?
Yeah.
Do you think cops just have that on hand? Would you be happy if your tax dollars were going to that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really agree with what they said. I think keeping the peace is keeping things in order, and keeping things in order is helping.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things are kind of an amalgamation of what the police force is supposed to do, right? Like, they're not just supposed to be. Obviously, they're supposed to give good relations with you as well. They should be, at least.
Yeah.
But
they're supposed to enforce.
Yeah, they're an authority.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people have a big problem with authority, but.
What percentage of black men do you think have experienced being called the N-word by someone who's not black?
I'd say pretty high.
I want to say like 90% probably on the poll.
According to this study, the percentage of black adults who have been called the N-word or other racial slurs by a non-black person is 51%.
Oh, that's lower than I thought. Okay, that's good.
That's good.
But
or better, not good at all. Wow.
Out of our group, how many do you think have been called the N-word by a non-black person?
How many of them do you think they?
All of them. They've all been called the N-word by someone that's not black.
You think all of them?
I feel like that would be the case. I feel like at least.
Because I would.
At least. At least one time. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're saying if it happened at all.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's happened.
Yeah, because especially because it just says the N word and it doesn't specify what the hard R or not. And so because of that,
with the hard R, I would say like. I'd say like 90% of them.
You think so?
Yeah.
Even with the hard R?
At least one.
I was thinking like 30%. So like 3, maybe 4 of these guys, there's 10 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like 3 and 4 with the hard R. But it'd be nice if they specified.
Yeah.
I'd stick more to the statistic you told me of 50%, but I honestly think it could happen to anyone, so I really have nothing to go off of here.
I would honestly say all of you guys again, not to like give the easy answer, but I feel like it's, again, more common. And I'm applying my experience with the word faggot towards, that. Like, I've heard things called, oh, that's gay, or something like that, yeah.
Now, if you've been called the N-word by a non-black person, please step forward and share your story in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa. Okay, so I was more right with my initially high estimate, yeah.
We were actually talking about this earlier, and
Are you surprised about that?
Not at all.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I am actually surprised that the other 2 didn't step forward.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's more surprising that it wasn't all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
I let my friends call me the N-word, and my friends are not black, so like for me it's not like not the crazy thing. They're not white, so don't get it. But like for me, like my.
He was like, "No way, can I be your friend?"
He probably means without not the hard R.
Yeah,
There's
probably.
There's no way he's just letting his friends call him the N word with the hard R.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, definitely not.
I guess my rule around the N-word is a little different than I think a lot of other people. And so like my friends are Hispanic, and so like for me, and I also grew up, like I'm from New York, I'm from the Bronx, and so I grew up around like Puerto Rican and Dominicans. And so for me, it's like we all lived this struggle together. For me to now then push myself and say, oh, I can say this, but you guys can't, is weird, considering we all grew up together and like we all grew up in the same environment, and we pretty much had the same experiences. At the end of the day, we're all poor, so it was like why quibble over this one word when there's a lot more to like quibble about.
Yeah, I would say for me, I had a friend, white friend, and we were just hanging out, and he said it, but it wasn't so much malice behind it. It was more of like, the friend type of vibe. And in that moment, I just thought to myself, okay, why is he saying it? Is he saying it to be funny, to be cool, to try to...
How do you say his name?
That's what I was going to say.
You fucking retard. Oh, Prince.
Princey. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you think. Do you know black people?
Yeah. Let us know what you scored. I personally kept my score in my head. I got a perfect score. They all would have agreed to. I know it. And
who's they?
Black people. Duh. Who we were just talking about.
And then, yes, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell button.
Make sure you notify all videos that come out. And follow us on our social medias. We're going to be coming out with TikTok channel?
Yeah, page.
Account,
yeah.
And Instagram account.
We're going to get the best clips.
Yep.
Now that we have an actual amount of content that we could start posting.
Yep.
And yeah, we're going to be expanding. We're going to grow, expand, explode.